and this is Living in the Now. On my channel, I talk about everyday manifesting, stories and examples to help you manifest everything you desire. Today I'm here with Hillary. She has an amazing channel about law of attraction, law of assumption, and she's just has such a good outlook on it. And the way I found her was by her video where it was about stopping repeated patterns. Hey, Hillary.
Hi, thanks for having me on your channel.
Yes, I'm so glad that you're here.
Me too.
Yes, 12 Days of Christmas Self-Concept Challenge, and I went through all the
Yeah,
days, and I listened all the way through. So I definitely knew that you knew your stuff.
thanks.
So do you have a favorite way, or can you share your favorite way to manifest?
Yeah, I think the key piece for me is the decision factor. So making a decision. So to decide, like I will make a decision that this is my new reality. So deciding, um, or choosing to have faith that it will be, it just depending on what it is. So if it's something that seems out of reach, then it's having faith that it will be my new reality. It's inevitable that it will be my new reality. Or if it's something that's like easy for me to, feels easier than making a decision that this is now my new reality and then persisting in that. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I have like a recent little story that I can share that I just used this deciding factor on. I
Mm-hmm.
have this friend who she's kind of going through some her own stuff in her life, and so I haven't seen her for a really long time. Like we've known each other for probably like I don't know, almost 10 years, and where it's like we wouldn't see each other that often lately. So I hadn't seen her for like over a year or so now. And so I would think about her a lot and I'd just be like, oh, like I'd like to see her, like hang out with her. Hope she's doing okay. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and it was sort of this thing where, uh, I I would like try. I call her like I called her a few weeks ago and she didn't answer, and then I called her again and she didn't answer, and then I'm starting to you get the story. So then I'm coming up with the story in my head. It's like, oh well, maybe she doesn't want to be my friend anymore. Like starting to feel bad about it, and then I kind of was like, wait, okay, remember your power,
Mm-hmm.
and so it kind of turned it around. Where in my mind I was like, okay, no, like this has gone on too long. Like we need to turn this around. And so I just turned it around in my mind where it's like, no, she just has her own stuff going on. It has nothing to do with, our friendship. She'll get back to me. And then she finally got back to me and she's like, oh, I just started a new job. Like I'd love to hang out. So it's just like a
Mm-hmm.
perfect example of like, okay, making that decision, like remembering your power, making a decision that it is this new way rather than, letting the mind wants to, focus on the negative. And so just catching it and
Yeah.
making the decision that it is going to be a new reality for you.
Yeah, it is always important. Like once you start to get down that path, like where you start to
Yeah.
think negative like that, and then catching it and turning it around.
Yeah. And it's like as
Mm-hmm.
simple as that. It's so easy to just like let it keep on going and going. It's like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
now
That's kind
let's
of when it
remember
starts to
who's,
fall apart too.
yeah, let's
Mm-hmm.
remember who's in control here and let's take
Mm-hmm.
that back. And yeah.
Yeah. Well, your like main step is like my main step. Like my first step in manifesting is deciding what you want. So
Yeah,
it's always good
totally.
to have that focus, like to know what it is exactly that you want.
You're going to
Hmm.
explain that in part 2 on my channel, right?
Yes, I love to.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's awesome. Sweet.
So
Cool.
like overall for me, like I think the secret to manifesting is feeling like you have it or will have it. That's like
Yeah.
the core to it or the main goal. Do you agree with that, or what do you think about like that part of the having of it?
Yeah, I love what you said about the deciding, or sorry, about the feeling like you already have it, because that's basically the premise of law of assumption, right?
Hmm.
So I think the secret is, and it's so funny because it's like, with I don't know, there's this idea in law of assumption community that I found where it's like law of assumption versus law of attraction, and it's like vibration
Hmm.
versus state of being, and ultimately it is the same thing. It's just different language, but it's just funny
Yes.
because I kind of started with law of attraction and then went to law of assumption, and now I feel
Hmm.
like I'm, I don't know, circling back almost to. So my point being, while saying all of that, is that it comes down to your energy around it and shifting your
Hmm.
energy around it, because like assuming that you already have something, that's a different energy than if you lack it. So um yeah, that's why I feel like the secret to manifesting, or the key, is sort of your energy around the thing that you're trying to manifest, or the thing that you want to materialize. Like your
Mm-hmm.
thoughts have an energy, your thoughts are energy, your feelings and emotions have energy, and they are energy. And you can alchemize energy in different ways. There's all the different tools, but like moving your body in different ways, EFT tapping, breath work, meditation, hypnosis, mirror work, affirmations, like all these different visualizations, like all these different tools that we have to move energy around and to shift it, rather
Mm-hmm.
than getting stuck in lack. But yeah, I think the secret is, yeah, assuming you already have it, but what it comes down to is your energy around it.
Mm-hmm. Have you
Yeah,
ever tried the EFT tapping?
yeah, I'm obsessed with it. I did some
Cause
today. I love it.
yeah,
Have you?
because I thought that like releases like all like if you're upset or like you just have a bunch of bad thoughts about something or your manifestation didn't work, like it like releases it
Yeah.
all from you to start over from new.
Have you done it?
Mhm. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. I
Mm-hmm.
just got this new book called The Tapping Solution, and I
Oh.
really love
Mm-hmm.
Brad Yates on
Yeah,
YouTube. He
that
has
one's
all
my favorite. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he all has all those videos around different. He has so many
Mm-hmm.
different topics that you can do. Yeah, I find
I
it
know.
crazy. Like
Yep.
I heard about it a long time ago, like a year or two ago, and I just dismissed it. And I was like, "What is this weird thing where you're tapping on your face? Like
I
this
know.
seems
I'm like, what's
bizarre."
that really gonna do?
Yeah,
It's like
but
like
then
okay.
yeah, and then like it came back into my awareness like recently, I guess a few months ago, and then I was like, okay, let's actually try this. I actually tried it. Don't knock it before you try it. So I actually tried
Mm-hmm.
it, and yeah, I was like, I instantly felt better after doing this weird tapping thing. Like
Yeah.
I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
it really does just moves that energy out.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah,
then the other thing, like what you said, like how the law of attraction, law of assumption, like it's actually all like saying the same things. They're just describing it differently.
yeah, totally.
Like the more videos you watch, the more you notice. It's like all leads back to this, like the core three things.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you have any like specific manifesting tips,
Yeah.
or is it mostly just
My
how you said the energy?
yeah, what one like tip that I could share, that's my favorite kind of idea, is kind of like it's not that serious. So there's this quote from
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Florence Scovel Shinn that I really love, that I'm obsessed with. That's "Your ships sail in on I don't care sea." Um,
Mm-hmm.
and and this, I feel like this can be misconstrued. Like it's not like you don't care about what you want. It's not like you don't care about your manifestation, but that you realize that you'll be okay no matter what. So like
Oh, that's
kind of
good.
like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, kind of like nothing really matters in a light spiritual way, not in a like a dark way, but like if you were to zoom out and see your life from like way up above, you would get some perspective
Mm-hmm.
on how life isn't that serious. It's just like we're just in our problems, and we're in our life, and we just think it's so, like when people get so fixated on like, oh, why isn't it here yet type of thing, it's like just letting it be not that serious of a thing and letting it be light and fun kind of. um
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I really like that. Your ship sailing on I don't care sea. And then another one is sort of like assessing the energy that you have around what you're manifesting. Like, how are you thinking, speaking, feeling about what you're trying to manifest? Like, getting those all in line with already having it, and letting go of the how, and then just living your life as normal and persisting whenever it comes up. So just like getting
Mm-hmm.
everything in line with assuming that it's already yours.
Yeah, that's really good advice. I
Thanks.
think too, like a lot of times you think, oh, how will it happen? How, and you get stuck on the how, but I realize more and more the how actually doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You just have to know what you want and feel it and be convinced that you're gonna have it.
Yeah, it's so funny because
And
every
then,
time you try to manifest something, that always comes up. It's like, oh, but how? It's like you really just
mm-hmm,
have to again and again like let go
mm-hmm,
of the how.
mm-hmm. And usually when they're like, let go, just let go, it's kind of like you're just letting go of the bad negative thoughts and feelings about it, which kind of then
Right.
just lets it be lighter and lets it happen.
Yeah, exactly.
So I noticed that too. Mm-hmm. So did you ever have something that you just really wanted to manifest and it just didn't happen and show up? But then, so like, what did you do about it to make it happen? I guess you could say.
Yes. So with my specific person, I struggled for like over a year with that because I still relied on the 3D. So I still was like relying on 3D for evidence where I
Mm-hmm.
would get triggered and I would react to what he was doing or not doing. And I made it mean stuff about me where it was like constantly in this triggered reactive cycle where it's like I knew about love assumption, I knew what to do,
Mm-hmm.
but putting it into practice was like a struggle and a half or something
Yeah,
because
you really get like caught up in it when it's like
yeah,
you
yeah,
meet
when
a
it
specific person, you get really caught up in like you don't
yeah,
remember.
yeah, it was just
Mhm.
like just learning not to react to things was it's an art, it's a skill.
Mhm.
So um yeah, so anyway, I came to a point where I realized like I'd be okay within whether or not he showed up the way I was wishing him to show up or the way I was affirming or the way I was visualizing. Like I would be
Mhm.
okay within whether or not. So it kind of came to a head where it was like we were fighting and stuff like that, where it was like we actually would break up briefly. And then I just came to this point where I was like, okay, you know what? Like, if we work out or not, I'm going to be okay. It's kind of shifted for like after my energy shifted from needing this to happen to feel okay to I'm okay
Mhm.
no matter what energy. So, like, coming down
Oh.
to the energy
Mhm.
again, like shifting that.
Mhm.
Um, from lack and neediness to feeling whole and complete within myself, and
Mhm.
if he shows up, that's a bonus, but I don't need it to happen to feel okay. So that's kind of how I shifted that when it was a long struggle. And then it was sort of like, okay, I just like threw my hands up. I'm going to be okay no matter what. I'm done struggling with this and resisting this. Like,
Mhm.
and then everything shifted from there.
Do you remember when you first manifested him? Did you like list out things about a person you wanted, or you just kind of said, I want
Yeah.
to meet a specific person, or how did it like begin?
Yeah. So did. I wrote a list of qualities that I wanted. And I was sort of the way that the energy that I had about it was sort of like, okay, I'm really done with dating apps. I'm really done searching. Like, I'm just going to write this and live my
Mhm.
life and like move on with my life. And like, when he shows up, that's cool. And then I wasn't even going to do dating apps. But this new one at the time showed up, like an
Mhm.
ad for Hinge showed up, and I was like, oh, like, well, let's just try it, whatever. Like, I just sort of like
Mhm.
intuitive action type thing. It wasn't like, oh, I need to download this so that I can date somebody, which was what I would
Yeah.
doing before. So yeah, he was like the first person that showed up when I made an account.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
he met everything on the list except for the eye color, which was fine.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, so yeah, I just wrote a list of things that I wanted, and then he showed up. But it was sort of like I feel like I left out a lot of things on the list, which is why
Mhm.
I struggled with it for so long, where it was like the
Mhm.
feeling of how I want to feel when it comes in rather than just like um, physical, like a list of physical things or a list of,
Mhm.
um, I don't know, surface level things. It was lacking the like,
Yeah, inner
I don't know, my
inside
side of it,
depth.
like my
Yeah.
experience of it, my feeling of it. Yeah.
Mhm. I know for like mine, then I always wanted someone that reciprocated everything, so I added that to my list, and that then the new person was like so different, and everything was equal. It was much
That's
better that
awesome.
way then. So
Yeah.
definitely add that to your list out
Yeah.
there. And then I remember I was thinking, like, I had the negative thought, like, I don't know where to meet someone. I don't know where to find someone. So instead,
Mm.
my main thought that I changed it to was, I want someone to come to me and find me exactly where I am now. So
Oh, I love
that's
that.
definitely been a great one. That way, like, you're not looking, searching, like you might be
Yeah.
internally led to them, but it's still very light and easy, and they come to you
Yeah.
then.
Oh, I love that. That's a good tip.
So that's definitely the main thing I use all the time now. Mhm.
For other stuff too?
Actually, yeah, even for money, I'm like, I want it to come to me and find me exactly where I am now. And so,
Oh,
like,
yeah. I
I have
love
my
that.
work story where it happened at work then.
Oh, that's
So,
awesome.
whatever your desire is, yeah, definitely add that. I want it to come to me and find me exactly where I am now.
I
Hmm.
will add that. I'll be adding that to mine.
Hmm. Kind of takes the pressure off. Like, where do I look? What do I do? Hmm.
Yeah, totally.
So, Do you like, let's say you wanted a desire, do you usually like list stuff out, or do you more so just
Um,
focus on it, or
yeah. I have like, have you heard of like the book It Works? The little, I forget the rest of it. It's like the little red book that something, I don't know. It's called It Works, and
oh,
it's like it
mm-hmm,
tells you to list out your desires. So I do that sometimes. It tells you to list out your desires and then like reread it or something like that.
mm-hmm,
Um, so like I will script out things. I'm not like a daily scripter, but I
mm-hmm,
feel like I would like to be, but it's not like part of my daily routine. But
mm-hmm,
yes, so I will if it's like okay, I think of a desire and then I want to like get clear on it, then I will. But it's not. Yeah, I'm not in the habit of like writing it out every single day. I find it.
mm-hmm,
Um, I don't know, just to stepping into the energy of it. And like I'll have lists in my phone and stuff like that. But yeah, not like every day, but yes, I do that.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much for answering all the questions and all your tips. It was really great to have you. Thanks so much. And if you want to see part two, that'll be on her channel.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you so much. Thanks for watching.